Hi, today I'm reviewing the Yves Saint Laurent All Hours Concealer, and if you want to help keep this channel independent, please check out my products at the Amazon store link below. So, Yves Saint Laurent came out with this concealer relatively recently. It's a newer product of theirs. Kind of goes along with their All Hours foundation, and I picked it up and have tried it, and I'm going to let you guys know my thoughts on it based on my Sarah score scale. So my first criteria is packaging, and they've done a nice job with a pretty standard packaging for a lot of concealers nowadays with a doe foot applicator. I tend not to use them. I just find them to be a little bit cumbersome. Plus, I don't like applying it directly to my skin and then sticking it back in the tube. I tend to dab it onto a beauty blender onto my finger, which I guess probably doesn't make much of a difference, but they've done a nice job. It's got a little bit of the standard kind of luxe feel with the gold cap, so they've done a nice job on that. My second criteria is alcohol, and this doesn't contain denatured alcohol. It does contain isobutane, which, from what I've read, can be a skin sensitizer for some people, but it's a relatively rare issue for most people. I haven't had any issues with it, so no issues for me really there. My third criteria is fragrance, and this does not contain any fragrance. It really has no scent, so that is always a good thing as well. My fourth criteria is the manufacturing location, and this is made in France with most of the Yves Saint Laurent. I think most of their products are manufactured there. My fifth criteria is ease of use, and it's relatively easy to use. A lot of people would want to use this for like their under eye concealer, and it works pretty good for that as well. It sets relatively quickly, so you don't have a ton of time to work. But enough time to just kind of smooth it over and let it set. And if you apply powder over it, it sets quite easily, and it definitely works well under your eye area or for any imperfections that you're looking to conceal. It definitely does a nice job and pretty easy to work with. It doesn't set too quickly, and it's not a super thick formula like others can be, where there's a lot of drag where you end up pulling skin a little bit. This has a lot of a nice liquidy texture, so it's not much of an issue there. So pretty easy to use. My sixth criteria is antioxidants and pigmentation. And there's a couple of antioxidants in here and then a lot of emollients. I think there's sunflower seed oil. And then the pigmentation is very good. I would say pretty full coverage, depending on how much you blend it out. But it does cover quite a bit. The only disappointment I really have with this is the fact that there's only 12 shades available, so and most of those range in the lighter area. The color I have is, let me double check, number 1 porcelain, which I believe is the lightest, I want to say. So there's not a lot of options in terms of finding a shade that's an exact match for you, so that's a little bit disappointing, the fact that there's not a lot of different shades. 12 is not the best, but hopefully they come out with more. It's still a relatively newer product, so I'm hoping that they'll come out with more shades so that everybody can have a chance to purchase it and find a shade that's a good enough match for them. So, yeah, and Yves Saint Laurent, they could definitely afford to make 30 shades or 20 or more anyway. So that is a disappointment, kind of becoming a pet peeve of mine. So, especially when a company has the money to make an extended range of shades, I think they should. If it's a newer company or smaller, I get why they would start out small and maybe grow, but anyway, I'm kind of off my rant for today. So on to number 7, which is animal testing, and unfortunately the Yves Saint Laurent brand is not cruelty free. Number 8 is performance, and it performs quite well. Actually, it performs very well, and even on days like when I've swatched my hand the very first time, it lasted quite a while. You'll probably want to use a good cleanser, or maybe even an oil-based cleanser to remove it, because it can be a little bit of tenacity there in the force that it stays on, which is usually a good thing. Not a lot of creasing or anything like that, so it does perform quite well, and you will want to definitely do a good job removing it in the evening. So, but usually that's why you want something, because it lasts a long time, lasts a very long time. So that's a good thing. Definitely go with an oil-based cleanser if you use this, certainly on your under eyes, because you don't want to tug or, you know, do anything with a delicate skin there, because tugging and things can kind of cause sagging years later. But so definitely be gentle with it, but it takes a little bit of effort to remove. On to number 9, which is the price, and this is the full size, which is 0.17 ounces, and it sells for $34, so it is Pretty pricey, although nowadays concealers are right around, like if you're looking at Sephora, right around 30 bucks. So not ridiculously much more, but it is a little bit pricey. And there's a lot of concealers out there to choose from, but yeah, price is about a little expensive, but not too far out there. And then on to number 10, which is the It Factor. And I really like the fact that it's fragrance free. It lasts all day. However, my pet peeve is that they don't have enough shades. They only have 12. However, the number 1 porcelain seems to do okay for me. But I really wish that they would make more shades so that everybody could have a chance to use it if they wanted to. So that was kind of my disappointment there with it. My main disappointment. So on the scale of 1 to 10, this got a 7 out of 10, which is pretty good. I'd like to see more cruelty-free brands popping up at Sephora, and I feel like we'll see more of them soon. They're kind of doing their clean initiative, so I'm hoping that kind of perhaps might nudge some companies into becoming more cruelty-free. So we'll see what happens, but I think we're definitely going more towards that arena. So anyway, I'm interested if you guys have had a chance to try this out yet or not, and if you have, what your thoughts are, or if you've tried the foundation or anything else from YSL, what have you tried and how have you liked it? So leave a comment. I love hearing from you guys. Please subscribe if you're not already. I come with at least one new video every day. And check out nobsbeauty.net and the Amazon link below. Thank you so much, guys.